Afternoon YouTube land. Instead of doing what I need to be doing, which is mowing my yard, I'm going fishing like usual. The only reason I'm not mowing my yard is it's rained like 84 times this week and the forecast has never been right. Every time I even look at the lawnmower or put it up, it goes to rain. Anyway, I've got a tub of worms that I'm going to try to turn into bait for another fish because I need a catfish video. Like, I haven't put a catfish video out in a while. Anyway, I'm going to a creek that I haven't fished in a while, and I know it's flooded quite a bit, and I'm probably going to snag a lot because they bush hogged both sides of the road where I'm going, and I think a lot of that stuff has fell down into this creek, but who knows. Anyway, come along, let's try to catch a fish, stuff, things. Let's get to it. Alright, we're here. Yeah, like all this right here, on the opposite side and over here on this side have been logged out, and they're actually putting an RV park in way back here. So I'm not 100% sure that or anybody or myself are still allowed to fish this here. But there's only one way to find out, because I really don't know who to contact to find out. I still see, sticks and stuff down here for the people who are putting the ground as rod holders. So let's get down there and see if we can catch fish or snag a whole bunch, because I know a lot of this stuff is down in the creek now. Well, hopefully the video shows up pretty good on the little intro clip here. But I'm using another GoPro that I got off my buddy John from Creek Fishing Adventures. But anyway, let's go over what we're going to use real quick. The rods, these are identical setups too, by the way. The rods are Shakespeare Ugly Stick Light Pros. They're 6-foot medium heavy rods. Shimano FX 2500 reels, 10-pound monofilament. And just a Carolina rig with a little panfish hook on it so that I can catch some bait, and then I'm going to change over to a catfish hook once I catch some bait. However, I do have one rod that is ready to go for catfish. This is a Whisker Seeker 38-inch medium heavy ice rod. They designed this rod several years back specifically for catfishing through the ice, but it being a medium heavy catfish rod, that doesn't mean you can't use it for bass or bluegill or trout or whatever. It is a very sensitive rod. Like, it's still got a really light tip. You put your bait caster on here. They make a spinning version. You put a spin cast reel on here and catch some good fish, small or large. The largest known fish caught on one of these rods is a 74-inch sturgeon, and there is video evidence of that. I'm just having a really hard time finding it, but best bet that when I do, I am going to get it. Anyway, let's get baited up and try to catch a fish. There's really no telling what's in this creek. Like, I know there's some monster carp in here because I've seen them and I've seen them get caught. There's also thunderstorms. There's also some really big turtles. Channel cats. Of course, the river is just right down there, so anything that wants up in here can get in here. I'm really out for catfish, but I'll take whatever, really. I don't know what the deal is with this one over here. Like, the last few times that I've fished up here, I haven't got hardly any bites underneath the bridge or close to it. Got one, finally. This rod is way too big for bluegill fishing. It's a stinking medium heavy, but we got bait now. And since this one over here ain't doing crap for, you know, catching anything, it's going to be the one. It's going to be the one getting re-rigged. Actually, this one's already rigged, and that would save me a ton of time in getting set up. And anytime you use a circle hook, make sure you get the barbs or the scales off the barb and hook point. This one's barely got any bait left on it, so I'm going to put the cat rod over there. And that is going to be a nightmare. Actually, you know what? Okay. I want it a little bit farther away from the bank than that one was. Anyway, that's going to be a nightmare to get a good sized fish over that, because this tree runs all the way to like right over here. So hopefully the stars and planets and all that'll align. Something's found the cut bait. Let's give it a second and see what happens. It's probably a gar or a turtle, but you know, I would at least like to find out. All right, we've got a fish on. All right, we've got a fish on a free line piece of cut bait, and heck yeah, target species. Ooh, gotta watch him fins. Little dude wasn't going anywhere. That Whisker Seeker triple threat got him pinned. I'll let you have that piece of cut bait. Get my rod put up here. But yeah, there we go. Nice little eater sized channel cat, which I'm not keeping anything, just out here to fish. But this is about the general size of catfish you're going to catch out of this little creek. And if you're new to catfishing, people talk about the fins pretty often. It's not these. It's not talking about these. These won't poke you. They're just fleshy little noodles that they kind of feel around with. The fins that people are talking about that'll stick you if you're not careful are the dorsal fin and these two pectoral fins here. That's really hard bone, and they have a small barb on them. Actually, there's barbs along them, but at the end there is a small barb. And if it gets into your hand, your foot, leg, whatever, it does hurt. Now, the older the catfish, which is usually the bigger ones, they're more dull and make it a lot harder for them to poke you. So, I'm going to get this little guy back and try to do it again. Alright, well, I'm going to go ahead and call it quits. We've only caught the two fish, the little bluegill that I cut up and caught that channel cat with, which was a good, respectable sized catfish considering the size that we usually catch out of this creek. And I just needed to crank out a catfish video. I ain't had one come out in quite a while. Anyway, real quick, I want to thank my buddy John Dalton from Creek Fishing Adventures for helping me out with the GoPro equipment. I've got some of his older stuff that he just ain't using anymore, so this right here is one of them. It's GoPro 7. Works fine. Had a few issues with batteries, but you know, man, it's no big deal. And the one that I'm filming this with is an older GoPro 5. Works fine. It seems to work fine. But yeah, he's definitely helped me out a lot with equipment and, you know, giving me ideas on how to do stuff with the channel and whatnot. So again, I appreciate my buddy John for helping me out the way he has. And if you haven't seen it yet, he has a second channel. He has his original channel, Creek Fishing Adventures. Go subscribe to that if you haven't already. I'd also be surprised if you hadn't, because he's got like 120-something thousand subscribers. But he has another channel called John Dalton Videos, where it's a lot of how-to stuff. You know, how to rig certain baits, how to fish certain baits, how he fishes for certain fish. You know, gear reviews. You know, it's a lot of helpful kind of stuff, not necessarily just fishing. But anyway, one more thing I want y'all to check out if you're into bank fishing and want a really strong rod holder. I've mentioned these in several videos, but these originally were called Muddy River rod holders, but because of another channel, they had some little issues, and another person that was making rod holders very similar to these, they had a agreement to make changes on both ends, from what I understand at least. The owner, if he sees this, can correct me if I'm wrong. But they are now known as takedown rod holders, in my opinion. Now, I don't like saying anything is the best when it comes to fishing, but I'm going to make an exception to this. I believe these rod holders here are the best on the market for bank fishing. They have three different types. There's the extra light, which I believe is 1/4 inch steel, same design. Very lightweight and very compact. Like, I can pack around 3 or 4 of these all day long and barely even know they're there. This one is 3/8 inch, I believe. Yeah, looks like 3/8 inch. It's all welded. He bends all this stuff, welds it, ships it himself. And he also has another model for surf fishing that is twice the length of these. They're very reasonably priced. They are, I believe, $21 each, give or take, plus shipping and handling. So go check them out at takedownrodholders.com. They have Facebook and a YouTube channel. And again, I want to say I appreciate my buddy John Dalton for helping me out with getting my YouTube channel started off with the cameras and stuff like that. Saved me a ton of money. John's a good dude. Go subscribe. Tell him I sent you. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this quick little bank fishing video for cats. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.